No. Place. Cash. Go to your place right now. Good boy, thank you. No. Good boy. Good boy. Thank you. Good boy. Yeah, you're good. Good boy. Okay, now that we're getting settled in, we are working with Jameson and Cash today. Cash is working on his impulse control, which is over and over like his biggest issue is they've got other dogs in the home, other family members in the home. There's a lot going on. So for an almost 1-year-old Doberman, that's a lot to handle. So working on his impulse control while I'm working with Jameson. Now Jameson, the family has hopes for him to be a service dog. He has dirt transfer. He is, I want to say 4 months old now, 5 months old. Did not get the socialization that he needed from the breeder. Had never even gone to the vet. So we're working with what we have with him. He's very insecure, a bit of an asshole, tries to push boundaries and is not against grumbling, whining, growling when there's spatial pressure. So when I approach him, Cash, place, now. Thank you. Which, in order for him to be a service dog, he needs to be okay with spatial pressure, and this is something that we're discussing with the owners, because if his owner has to be approached in public, it's going to be imperative that he's comfortable with that. Cash, place, now. No, go to your bed. Cash, place. Place, right now, go. Lay down. He also is going to place, Cash. He's also going to need to be comfortable with being handled at the vet. He needs to be comfortable handled being groomed, which thankfully his mom is a groomer, so he's already got a one-up there. But when it comes to strangers, his demeanor really changes. So right now, what we're working on is, one, we're not going to do any grumbling, growling at strangers. If I were to ignore him and allow him to do that, meaning like if he growls at me or grumbles at me when I'm approaching and I were to walk away, he's going to say, oh, okay, like this is how I get more space. So with him, I have to show like, no, this is the opposite. You're not going to get more space with this behavior. Because if I were to ignore it now, and then in the future try to not ignore it, then what's going to end up happening is that he's going to escalate it, and that's where you have a dog that maybe snaps or is trying to bite you. But by having that no nonsense demeanor of, no, like, you're not going to do that, and continuing to do what I need to do, which was grabbing his leash and walking him over here and showing him like, hey, like, this is no big deal. There's no reason to be like freaked out by me. Now we have reached the point where he's a little whiny and he's pacing, but he's like, cool, I can reach over and I can pet him. Well, that startled him. Go lay down right now. Go to your place, Cash. Cash, place right now. Go. You're not going to whine at us. And we're also getting him used to lay down. We're also getting Jameson used to having another dog whine at him and grumble at him, because he's going to experience that stuff in public. Good boy. Good boy, Jameson. Yeah. I work with a lot of German Shepherds. A lot. And I see these behaviors a lot. I don't normally see quite so much fearfulness, or usually if there's fear, it manifests more in an aggressive manner, which his is more, we're choosing that fight or flight. He's definitely more flight. Good boy. Good boy. You have fuzzies in your ears. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. Now, as far as his owners go in public, if he's doing any kind of grumbling, rumbling, tumbling towards strangers, it's going to be imperative that they give him a correction for it. Because obviously with him being a service dog in training, we don't want strangers coming up to pet him. He doesn't want to be pet by strangers. You do that, then you have a recipe for disaster. And again, you let him get away with the growling, and now we have an issue where he thinks this is how I get rid of strangers. So it'll be very important for them to give him a firm correction for that, like, absolutely not, this behavior is not acceptable. Being a German Shepherd, he is going to be more prone to those behaviors. He's going to need more on that side of, oh, I can use my big boy voice, and I can use my teeth and my mouth to get people to go away, just like with Doberman. I get a lot of questions from people, like because I train service dogs, I have a lot of people that will ask, can I make my pit bull a service dog? Can I make my Doberman a service dog? Can I make my German Shepherd a service dog? Can I make my Cane Corso a service dog? And my answer is, you could, but the likelihood of it is very, very slim. There is a reason that they are not commonly used as service dogs, and that is because they are going to be the most likely to wash out of a service dog program. Taking a dog known for protection or for its history of dog aggression and trying to make it into this perfect happy mold of a dog that just wants to work and doesn't care who else is around or what else is around, it's very hard. The top 3 dog breeds for service dog work is Labs, Golden Retrievers, and Poodles. Poodles being on that lower end, just because they can be known for some snippiness. And the grooming factor of it isn't always convenient. That's one of the reasons that Golden Retrievers aren't going to be number 1, is because of the grooming factor of it. Labrador Retrievers are number 1 because of their versatility, their very sound, stable temperament, if you get a well-bred one. Don't require a lot of grooming. They're known for being outgoing, social, friendly, meaning it's much easier to train them to ignore the other people and other dogs, because you know that when they ignore them, or if they choose to not ignore them, it's not aggression. Versus if we look at a German Shepherd or a Doberman, it's much more likely that not only they're not going to ignore them, but they're going to have that aggressive tendency. German Shepherds, Dobermans, Cane Corsos, all known for same-sex aggression. Pit Bulls known for same-sex aggression, dog-to-dog aggression. Doesn't make them bad dogs. It doesn't mean that your dog is going to have same-sex aggression or dog-to-dog aggression, but it does significantly increase the likelihood of that happening. There's a certain level of aggressive behavior, a certain level of prey drive. They see small children running and it's an issue. So you're spending a lot more time on impulse control with them when you could be working on getting them accustomed to the tasks that they need to do. Concern is also, like we just mentioned, if Jameson's handler is incapacitated at Walmart, Jameson needs to be comfortable with someone coming up using facial pressure to check on his handler. Do I think that he's going to appreciate that right now? Absolutely not. Can we get there? I believe that we can, but we have to have these realistic conversations about what's the likelihood of him washing out of a service dog program. If I was, how do I want to word this? If Jameson didn't belong to one of my friends, and if I didn't have faith or confidence in the maintaining of the training at home, I would not have taken him on as a service dog client. An obedience client, absolutely. But that reward to risk ratio is really high. So if this was any other program, he would have already been washed out and sold as a pet. Yeah. That being said, it's very important to the family that he can become a service dog, so I'm doing everything in my power to get him there. And there's always exceptions to the rules. You know, there are German Shepherds that are service dogs. There are Cane Corsos that are service dogs. There are Dobermans that are service dogs. It's just not likely. He is a very nice dog. He is very sweet. He's just an insecure German Shepherd, and he's acting accordingly. Like, his behavior is nothing new to me. No, nothing special. I do really appreciate the opportunity that the family is giving me to work with him. Outside of me being friends with them, it still always means a lot to me when friends or family choose my business, just like when the public chooses my business. You know, they have the faith that I can get him to where he needs to be, even though he's starting at a much lower level than he needs to. Cash, place, now. Go, place. Good boy. Good boy. That's a good boy. Yeah, you smell nice. You smell nice. Yeah, just a good boy. Why are you so sweet? No. No. You're crazy. What's all that hair? What's all that hair? Why do you have so much hair? Who gave you all this hair? Who gave it to you? Who gave it to you? Huh? Who gave it to you, Jameson? Who gave it to you? Who gave you this hair? Who told you you could have so much? Good boy. Yeah. Jameson. Come here. Come. Come here. Up. Up. Not quite there? That's okay. That's okay, handsome. That's okay. He's a good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. No. Place. Now. Back it up. I don't want to hear it. You know better. I had little treats all in my other pocket. Good boy. Good boy.
boy.